You're listening to the Thomas Eriksen podcast, and this is Fenris. I don't know if you're lucky or not.
Hey guys, and welcome to the Thomas Eriksen podcast, my podcast. My name is Thomas Eriksen. Obviously, I am the creator and main musician in the Norwegian black metal band Mork, and I have released several albums now, together with the majestic and old school and respected credibility label Peaceville Records, which I am really proud of. I'm label mates with greats as Dark Throne, who has influenced me just like many others. So, well, that's me. This is my podcast. Not much news this time around. The fifth Mork album is really close to the finish line now, and it will be out next year. But I announced the Pesta single last episode, and I was told recently by the label that there is a release date now that will be announced hopefully shortly. And I can't wait to get to unveil that single. It's pretty fitting to the COVID situation, as Pesta basically is the plague. The song is based on the Black Plague, the grim times in Norwegian history, hundreds and hundreds of years ago. And there's connections to Theodor Kittelsen, the Norwegian artist, who is, I guess, most known for a couple of Bursum album covers that Varg used back in the 90s. Fantastic drawings. Really eerie and has the proper atmosphere of Norwegian black metal, and I suppose those old drawings from the 1800s has been important for many Norwegian black metal artists, as well as myself. Since it's a long episode this time around, I think we passed the 2-hour mark, if I'm not mistaken. I will keep this intro short. I just want to remind you to drop by the official Mork band web shop to pick up some merch or some music in form of vinyls and CDs. If you support the band, you automatically support me and my podcast as well. So I really appreciate it. And I think there's like a PayPal me link somewhere. I hope it's out there. Donations is appreciated, obviously. Thank you. And if you are a sponsor out there, perhaps you would like to do a cooperation like that, just make sure to get in touch and we can work something out. Okay, this week's special guest is none other than the very great Nag, the bass player and the vocalist of the Norwegian black metal band Shudir. I went up to Nag's house this week and had a really nice chat with the guy, going through his story. And before I left, he gave me some recently bottled beer, because this guy is actually has his own tiny brewery at his other house, which is somewhere else. He gave me 2 bottles, one Naipa, which is a New England IPA, 5% volume, and a Kölsch, which is, I guess, closer to I'm not really sure what kind of beer it is, because let's face it, I'm a lover of beer and I drink a lot of beer, but I can't always separate the different kinds. But I'm open to taste it all. So I have a glass beside me here with the Nag's beer. I guess this is the Naipa, and it's really tasty. I really enjoy it, and he has already promised me that I will get to taste his beers straight from his own taps, actually, because the guy has his own bar at the other house, which I'm talking about, and I will probably go there pretty soon to get a real taste, as I'm a beer hound, as I guess many of you are. All right, so here we are. Let's jump into my conversation with my friend Nag from Tsjuder. Det veldig høyt inne i hodet ditt nå, eller går det å skru opp litt?
Nå det ganske bra. Men det nok sånn at jeg snakker litt sånn
litt laid back. Litt ondt?
Litt ondt, ja.
Må ikke tenke på image i dag, vet du.
Nei. Nei, jeg skulle nok stilt med småkaker og...
Ja, men det har du jo nesten gjort.
Lemonade.
Grandis og brus og greier.
Ja.
All right, I'm actually not sitting at home this time. I'm sitting in a different house, in a different area, in a different city. I'm on the road, and I'm together with Mr. Jan Erik Nag. How is your last name pronounced?
Romøren.
Romøren.
Well, that's actually a big discussion how it's pronounced, since it's the name is actually from Sogn.
So, oh, really?
Yeah, they pronounce it
Romøren.
Yeah, it's from a place called Romøyri.
Okay.
Yeah. But I say Romøren. But different people say it different ways.
Okay. I was a bit confused about that because I only read your last name and never actually heard it. So I wanted you to do it first. But you are from Shudir, of course.
Yes.
And now I'm in your house.
You are.
Thank you.
Well, my... What do you say? Childdom house?
Yes.
Yes.
Childhood home.
Childhood home, yes. You're actually in the true, or the real Morbid Studios.
Yeah, you said so.
Yeah. This very same room, and where magic happened from, I guess, the very first recording was 93.
Oh, man.
And... last recording was a couple of weeks ago.
In the same room?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Not drums anymore.
No.
But right now we can do vocals and guitars, bass.
It's good to be self-efficient.
Yeah.
Not to depend on anyone.
It sure is. And as we spoke of before we started this podcast, or this talk.
Yeah.
Things has changed a bit lately. I think it's nice to be back in this room, which has actually tons of memories.
Yes.
From different recordings, different people. Not only recordings, but a lot of drinking, and I can't really say partying in this small place, but yeah, these walls has seen their share of stuff.
They have stories to tell.
Yeah, they do.
But let's not talk about that yet. Let's go back to the very beginning.
Yep.
And what made you into who you are. So tell me about your childhood and where you grew up and stuff.
Yes, I grew up here in Bærum, just west of Oslo.
Yeah.
I had a really nice childhood. Parents who was there and took me out for different kind of sports and followed, that I was doing okay in school. So it was nice. I was a kind of a rebellion.
Yeah.
Um,
So you're not one of the posh kids.
no.
Because Bærum is, to the Norwegians, it's like the posh place.
It sure is. It's pink, what you call pannebånd.
Yeah. Yes, I cannot remember what that is now.
Yeah, like scarves on your head. And
Yes, there you go.
Pink polo shirts and
Rich people, rich kids.
Yeah. I think I'm playing with that a lot. I think it's funny because yes, it's true. There's a lot of people like that, or was when I was younger.
Yeah.
On the other hand, it's quite few compared to everyone living here.
Okay, to popular belief it's not that accurate.
Yeah, well, it kind of is because especially when I was say like from I was 15 until 20.
Yeah.
In school, you had different groups of people. So you had this group of these posh people.
Yeah.
And it was actually quite a big group. And then you had the other people.
The normal ones, and then you had the freaks.
Yeah, and then you had the three of us listening to black metal.
There you go.
Yeah. So...
What was your first musical experiences?
Actually, I'm not sure because my parents really didn't listen to much music.
Okay.
I never grew up with any music in the house or anything. They had their record collection, their vinyls, and I think I was the only one, playing in them.
Okay.
Um,
What was that? Which records? Can you remember?
I don't remember. There was a lot of Elvis Presley and, old stuff. Nothing I was any fan of or nothing that kind of caught my interest.
No.
But yeah, so I had to, figure out music for myself.
Yeah.
And when that happened, I'm not sure. What I remember is when I was introduced to metal. Well, it started out when I was in, children's school.
Yeah, elementary school.
Elementary school.
Yes.
I think I started out listening to different kinds of rap music.
You started off with rap.
Yeah, well, that's one of the genres who caught my attention. One of.
Yeah. Like 80s rap.
Yeah, like
the good rap,
old
the good
school
kind.
stuff, like
Yes.
the old Public Enemy shit.
The good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I still find that quite okay to listen to.
Yeah.
And I actually still, well, it's in waves.
Yeah.
Like a year ago, I was listening a lot to rap. Like, well, I'm not so much into it that I remember all the names, but like Necro and Delinquent Habits and Cypress Hill has always been there. Yeah, bands like that.
Yeah.
No, quite unknown bands to the public.
I heard most of the names you just summoned up there, actually.
Yeah, they're not underground bands, but
No.
or groups, but less known.
Okay. Yeah.
So and also Heavy Metal Kings. Have you heard that?
No?
or you should check it out.
What's that?
It's actually, if I remember correctly, it's two brothers from New York. They started out playing death metal.
Okay.
Right now, I can't remember the name of the band, but it's possible they released a demo tape. I know we can find it on YouTube. I don't remember the band name, but it's quite all right. I think it's released in '86.
Okay.
And but they went from death metal to rap.
Wow. That's a jump.
Yeah. But I don't remember if both of them or if it's one of them who formed Heavy Metal Kings. But it's rap, but they're rapping about known metal stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, like there are references to Norwegian black metal and to King Diamond and everything. It's really.
But is it done seriously or is it humor?
Yeah. It's serious.
Serious.
Yeah.
Okay. You need to send me a link to that.
Yeah, Heavy Metal Kings. Yeah, it's
Cool.
really good. So no, but I was listening to whatever rock, I would say.
Yeah.
But it was first rap, who was kind of the genre I was could relate to.
What year were you born?
78.
78. Okay.
So, but that changed, and what changed it was I was hanging quite much with older kids.
Yeah.
And suddenly they started listening to metal, and I was drawn into that. I don't remember how old I was, but it was in elementary school. And from there, then I really started seeking out metal. And I think, or at least one of the albums who really, which I remember, that really kind of was the eye-opener for me was Morbid Visions from Sepultura.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you went that extreme at once?
Yeah, well, I guess I had Metallica and Slayer and all that before that, but Morbid Vision was kind of the really turning point for me.
Oh, that's a great one.
Yeah. So after that, there was no turning back, and just started seeking out different thrash bands and death metal bands. And at some point, I got Soulside Journey.
Yeah.
And I think actually I don't remember in what order I started listening to the different bands, but Bathory, Celtic Frost, and those bands came at some point, and then Darkthrone came with their 4 albums.
Yeah.
And Burzum and Mayhem, all that stuff came within a very short period of time.
But you heard all of that stuff without knowing the scene? Was that before you checked out the other people and stuff like that?
When I got Soulside Journey, I had never heard of Darkthrone before. I don't remember what year that was. And I didn't know what Darkthrone was about at all. And then I think I got the first album in 92. So
Okay,
correct. Yeah, and then that changed. Like, oh, this is something else.
Yeah.
And I think that was when I started seeking out Burzum and Gorgrot was one of the very first bands within that kind of black metal, which I started seeking out. And that was also a turning point for me when it came to my musical career, call it, because I started playing. Well, when I was got my eyes open for death metal, I wanted to do the same thing.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. And I found some people and we started a band, or I don't know if I even want to call it a band, but we wanted to play death metal. That turned out to be nothing but death metal. And I found another group of people.
Yeah.
And that was a little bit more death metal, but still not death metal.
What instrument did you pick up?
That was bass.
That was bass, okay.
Yeah. And there's a story behind the bass thing also.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Yeah, the bass story. That was one of my really, really good childhood friends, Diabolus Mork. We more or less grew up together. When we were in elementary school, we decided that one day we'll make a band. And we needed to decide what instruments to play. So we flipped a coin. And that's the reason I'm still playing the bass.
Meant to be.
Yeah, I still remember it. We were in this room and there was a super old school Macintosh.
Yeah.
I remember everything about that room when we flipped that coin, and I ended up with the bass.
How old were you then? Like 13 or something?
No, younger.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm guessing maybe 10 or something. Because we didn't start a band at that time.
No.
We just wanted to. And what happened was that he moved to the States.
Okay.
Yeah. But we kept in touch while he was there.
But who is this man?
Diabolus Mork. He's... how do I explain who he is?
I have no idea. You need to try at least.
Yeah, what happened was that he moved to the States and he met the guys from Grand Belial's Key and another death metal band. Me and names. I'm extremely bad with names. But there's a death metal band. And he got... I think he played a little bit in Grand Belial's Key.
Okay.
So when I was in Norway, I got more and more into black metal, and the same happened to him from the States. He lived in Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
So, but he came into it with a different angle. And we decided, well, that was, we kind of made a pact when we were 9-10 years old that one day we'll play together. So when he eventually moved back to Norway, we had already started Shudir some years before.
Yeah.
So he just came to the band. It was decided a long time ago that he would play guitars. So he played guitars with us for a short while.
Wow.
And
true to his word.
Yeah. And then he had another period in his life, so
that's a cool story.
yeah, it's actually quite a childhood friend story thing.
But how was it with the first bands? You tried out one band and then you...
Yeah, and we played some concerts, or not concerts, it's more like parents came and looked. And I wanted to play at that time. At that time, I figured out I wanted to play black metal.
Yeah.
And but there was no one to play black metal together with.
Yeah.
But then there was a guy in school he was a guitarist, and he was quite good. And he played in another death metal band. They were actually more death metal. Not death metal, but at least a little bit more death metal. So we just decided, let's start a band, and that was Shudir.
Okay, off the go, like that.
Yeah, well, we knew each other some years before we decided to start, but yeah.
What age was that?
93, 14, 15.
Yeah. That's quite early, actually.
Yeah, well, actually, I think it's what most people were.
Yeah, when I think about it, I was 13 when I started in my first band, actually. But it was not black metal. It was more like, punk rock and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, we were quite determined and heavily influenced by the Gorgoroth demo tape and Immortal and Dog Throne.
But you guys kind of came into the times, when it all happened. It was the correct time.
Yeah, yes.
Black metal was blooming back then.
Yeah, it was. For Shudir, we kind of didn't ride the wave, so to say. We stayed more in the background, and I think it's probably many reasons for that. But well, first I started the band with Berserk, and straight after, Draugluin joined on guitar as well. So that was the three of us, and that was Shudir. And to this day, it's me and Draugluin, who is still the band. Draugluin is quite different to me in that way that he wants to check and recheck and check again and then do a triple check before we do anything. I'm the total opposite.
A spontaneous guy.
Yes, I'm more like, let's just record, release without even listen to it. Put to a little extreme, but it's true.
Yeah.
So, but it's a good thing because I'm pushing him and he's keeping me back.
Yeah.
So, but it was probably a little bit stupid the first years because we recorded quite much stuff
in this room.
Some in this room and some in rehearsal place.
Yeah.
But we never really released it because it wasn't good enough.
No. Yeah.
And I really regret it. It probably wasn't good enough, but I'm thinking it wasn't that bad.
Do you still have the tapes?
I have some of it.
Yeah. Never too late.
Yeah. Well, no. Now it's too late. For me, it would be more about the feeling. I think now it gives me more to just sit on it myself.
Okay. Yeah.
So
think of the fans.
Yeah. No. But there's one song which we lost. I think I probably played it so many times. It was actually played so many times that it had these jumps, in the tape.
Oh yeah.
Like a crack.
Because you're rewinding, forwarding,
But now I've searched everywhere. I can't find that song. It was the name was The Alteration.
Yeah.
And I remember parts of the lyrics and everything, but the song is gone. And it annoys me.
But was that kind of how was Tsjuder back then? Was it kind of the Gorgoroth style? Was it Dark Throne style?
No, it was Gorgoroth. That was the way we started out. Gorgoroth and
like blast beats and stuff like that.
Yes, and Marduk, a lot of Marduk.
Yeah.
But then when we started to record something on the first demo tape, it was Berserk and Drauglin who made the music. And Berserk was much more technical guy, and he made more melodic riffs and arrangements. So the first demo is reflects that, and that's what kind of annoys me a little bit, that I've lost especially the Alteration song, because that was recorded in I'm guessing 93. And that was more, full on blast Gorgoroth style black metal. But then the first demo is much more melodic.
Okay.
And then I think we decided that Berserk also, realized that Shudir wasn't his kind of music.
Yeah.
He understood that we wanted to go much more extreme in the music. So he left, and he started to play in a band called Jallarhorn, where he still plays. It's a thrash metal band.
Okay. I heard the name. I don't think I heard the music actually.
Yeah, so it's really Metallica thrash.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good kind of thrash then.
Yeah. Old Metallica kind.
Cool.
Yeah.
By the way, did you ever go into Helvete and try to seek out that part of the milieu? Or did you just stay back and listen to black metal from a distance?
No, I was in Helvete, but I wasn't there to seek out anyone.
No, just to look at records?
Yes.
Yeah?
And I wasn't there. I'm maximum 2 times.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you didn't know anyone there?
No. Not at all.
And did you go to the first Gorgoroth show?
No.
I think that was at Elm Street or Lusa or something.
It was in Lusa.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I was when we talk about Elm Street and Lusa.
Yeah.
Because when let's call it the Lusa lot of times, I was too young to drink and to go there. But we managed to go there anyway.
I talked to, Yusuf.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he told me the same story. He was too young, but he found out a way to get in,
Yeah. Yeah. It wasn't too hard.
No.
You had to kind of know the guards a little bit and smile and behave.
Yeah.
But I wasn't too much in Lusarotus. I was there a little bit, but I came when everything kind of moved to Elm Street.
Yeah.
So I was in Elm Street, I'm guessing like 3 or 4 times a week.
Yeah.
In that period. And
still living out here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we at one point I was playing with Isvin.
Yeah.
And we shared the rehearsal room in Skippergata.
The famous one with all the bands?
Yeah, well, it was in the room. There were different rooms.
Okay.
Or actually, I guess it was actually apartments.
Yeah.
And we were in we shared it with Ulver, Arcturus, and Mayhem.
Yeah.
And but there were tons of other bands there as well. And it was in the same physical building as Elm Street.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was just on the opposite side of the building. So it was quite easy to first go have some beers, then go rehearse, then go drink more.
Perfect.
And then eventually go back in the rehearsal room to have after party.
Oh man.
So it was good times. I watched the NRK documentary.
Yeah, the recent one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Helvete.
Yes.
And I think it was the last episode. suddenly there was a photo of the couch in. It wasn't in the actual rehearsal room. The photo was from the kitchen, which were next to the rehearsal room. And I saw the photo and all the beers on the table, and it's exactly how I remember it. And I actually had to find a recording because we did some stupid recording one time where we took the table and shaked all the bottles and everything.
Oh, yeah.
And there was a sword lying around. And I remember I took the sword and was like bashing on the couch. And we recorded it. So I have the recording of that. And it brought back memories, watching.
That's fun trivia for those who watched that episode.
Yeah. So I think that it's the recordings from the rehearsal room has been showed in many different documentaries. But But just a photo, I've never seen it before. That was from the kitchen. So good times.
So it was like rented out to bands then. So everyone shared the bill.
I think and on the entrance door, we took all the what's it called, ejection notice. When
eviction notice,
eviction
like utkastelse.
Yeah, exactly. There were a bunch of them.
Okay.
Yeah, and so they were taped on the door just for the fun of it, and I don't remember when we left. I think all the bands left more or less at once.
Okay.
97 or.
Oh, that late?
Yeah. At least 97.
Okay.
If I remember correctly. So.
I never knew about that place actually.
No, it was. It was a good place. Windows painted black and, scraped inverted crosses on the windows and a lot of stories from there.
Oh man, I would live there if I was a part of it. So what happened on then? You recorded demos. Did any of those early demos surface? Did you release any?
For Shudir we have 2 demos. The first one is Ved Ferdens Ende. It was released in 95.
Yeah.
And then the second one was Possessed, which is released in 96.
Tapes or was that in the CD era?
No, tapes.
Yeah.
So the Possessed demo is what I would say is more Shudir. That's that's the kind of music we wanted to play, and that's what we continued to play.
Before we move on, where is the word from? Tsjuder, the name?
It's a tribe of people from the very north of Norway, Sweden, Finland, and Russia.
Okay.
If you read about it, it's many different opinions on what Shudir was all about. And
is it kind of like Sami people?
That's one of the opinions or thoughts. But they were a people who lived as thieves.
Okay.
Thieves and robbers and
outlaws.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, at least that's how we interpret it.
Yes.
So for us, that was a very brutal people, which we thought was fitting to brutal music. And even today, if you go to the north of Norway and you say Shudir or Shud, it's kind of a frightening word.
So Shud is one and Shudir is more?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes. So they're still kind of scared of Shudir.
Okay. But is there people being called that today? Up there? In local slang?
No, I think it's pretty much the same as the Vikings,
It
died out.
Yes.
It was in the same kind of time area as the Vikings.
Okay, thank you. I always wondered about that.
Yeah, and it's you know the movie Veiviseren.
Yes.
Yeah, so a lot of I think it says on Wikipedia or something that we took the name from the movie,
Okay.
which isn't quite correct. We took the name because we thought it reflected the band, but we were probably inspired since the movie came in 88, I think, 87.
Yeah.
But we had another name before that,
Which was
Ichor.
Icor.
Yeah, ICHOR. But we found that there was another band, I think from the States, who also had the name, so we changed it.
And what is that? What does that mean?
Blood of the Gods.
Okay. Like a Nordic thing?
No, I think it's well, I'm not quite sure where it's from, but I remember that's the meaning of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I think it's an English word or an old English word.
What about your name?
Jan Erik.
No, the other one.
Nag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
I was thinking since we were talking about Vikings and stuff. But,
Yeah. No, but I know that what Nag is in Norwegian, but
yeah, that's exactly what it means.
okay.
Yeah.
You're carrying it.
Yes.
Man bærer Nag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grudge.
Grudge. Yeah, there you go. Thank you. Very well.
Yeah. So it's. I'm guessing I was inspired by Heart.
Yeah.
From Kogoroth.
Yeah, sure. 3-letter word and
Exactly.
easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But actually, also I was when I took the name, it was a double name.
Okay.
I rarely use it, but I actually use it sometimes, which is Nag Telal.
And that is
Telal is an evil demon.
okay.
So I've used that, from time to time.
When you feel like it.
Yes, exactly.
I don't even want to tell you what my first black metal name was.
Oh, come on.
Oh man.
You said A.
Yeah, I know I did. I'm stupid. It's really pathetic. It was Grev Sathanir.
Ooh, exotic.
I don't know, man. How old was I? Let's move on.
Yeah, but when we talk about names, I would probably have taken another name today because you change as an individual.
Yeah, sure.
And the same goes to the band name. I'm pretty sure I would have chosen another name.
Yeah.
I still like Shudir, and I won't change it, but today I would probably do something else.
For me, as an outsider looking at it, it's just fitting, so Nag in Tsjuder, that's perfect.
Yeah.
It's you.
Yeah.
For me.
Thanks.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, let's move on to the demos. And you released the tape. Did you kind of mass copy it for yourself in your room kind of thing and spread it around?
First demo tape we did copy it.
Yeah.
And we went to, if I remember correctly, you had to go to Sound and Noise and Hot Records, to music shops in Oslo.
Sound and Noise, is that Rune? He on this the neighbor of Tiger?
I don't know.
I think he has been there at least. Rune Hammer?
I don't know.
I think so. I
Maybe.
think so. Yeah.
It was next to Top Secret, or next to Top Secret. Right across from Rockefeller.
Yes, that's the one.
Yeah.
It's not that many years ago that he closed, actually.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah. He had at least, let's say, 5-6 years ago.
Oh,
Yeah.
but it was closed before that. Then I had to reopen, I think.
I don't know because I came a bit later to the party, but I know him via vice versa some of my father's biker buddies.
Oh,
Yeah. So that's the way I was like, go to his shop,
Ah.
And I went there. Tiger is the kind of, it was, I think it's still there. It's like more punk and hardcore kind of shop.
Mm-hmm.
You have the makeup shop on the corner.
Yeah.
Then you have Tiger.
That used to be top secret.
There you go.
Yeah.
And then you had the Sound of Noise.
Yeah.
I destroyed your story. Please continue. You distributed it for yourself.
So it was Sound of Noise and Hot Records. I don't remember perfectly when Hot Records came, and Hot Records was there for a long time, but in the basement.
That was next to Lusa Lotte, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next to the cinema.
Yeah. El Dorado.
Yeah. Right. So we went there and put demo tapes there.
So this was like after Helvete then?
Yeah.
That was gone.
I think that was we put the demos there in 95 and 96. I don't remember when we started going there. I actually worked a little bit in Hot Records.
Okay. As a clerk, like just a seller?
Yeah, yes, downstairs in the basement. I don't remember. I don't think I did so much. I was just there.
Yeah,
and
pretending.
Yeah. I was. I don't remember how old I could have been. Maybe 16 or something.
Yeah,
Yeah, so we put the demos there. And both demos we were, recording ourselves or copying.
Yeah.
But the second demo was also picked up by some different labels, small, and I could put labels in quotes, people trying to make labels or pretending to be labels.
Like a local around the area?
No, in Germany and France.
But how did they find you? Did you send to them?
I was tape trading a lot.
Yeah.
I was doing that since... I think it started out when Diabolus Mork moved to the States, which I'm guessing was in 1990. I'm guessing. So we kept in touch, by writing letters, and then he started sending me some tapes.
Yeah,
and that was kind of the beginning for me. And then he gave me some names, and I sent them some letters, and it just expanded. So I was trading more or less every day, sending letters all the time.
Then you build a network.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I actually kept all of them. So every single letter I was received, I still have. And I think that's as a side note, it's quite funny because it's probably 10-15 years since I went through the bag. It's in a bag. But I found flyers for so much cool stuff, like flyer for this new band, I don't know, Fimbulwinter, for example.
Oh yeah.
Or flyer for Gorgoroth playing concert somewhere, or that's some small treasures.
Fimbulwinter, that's Shagrat's band, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, we wanted to call the band Fimbulwinter as well.
Okay.
And we were so fucking annoyed when Fimble... They spell it with W.
Yeah.
I think we were called Fimbulwinter with a, normal W.
Yeah.
For maybe 1 week before we found out and just fuck.
Shaggy.
So, and on top of that, Fimbulwinter was fucking good. So
yeah.
Yeah, so that was kind of the beginning, you know, the two demo tapes, and also all the rehearsal stuff, which isn't released,
But did you do a deal with those tiny labels?
maybe we got, you know, $10.
Yeah. Okay. And they copied and sold your stuff. Yeah.
Exactly. So, and that was all because of the tape trading.
Yeah. Yes.
You got to know people, or know in quotes.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Actually, it's not many years ago. There was this guy I think I attended Midtgardsblot.
Yep.
I was there just to meet Vatain, I think. I didn't play.
Was that the year that I played, perhaps?
I'm not sure.
We played in 2018.
Yeah, maybe. But I went there I think it was Vatain. I had a deal to meet up with Erik, and so I went there for that.
Yeah.
And while I was there backstage, there was a guy, punching me on the back.
Yeah.
And hello. And I was hello. And I am blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And I was standing there like a question mark, and okay. And it turned out to be one of the guys from Marrakesh. And I didn't know, but apparently I was tape trading with him in the very early 90s.
Wow.
And he remembered. And so that was quite cool. And it happened more than once that I met people like that who I totally forgotten about, or maybe they started to play in a band, but I don't know that that's the same guy, you know.
You never met them. You only exchanged
Yeah,
letters, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that was a good experience.
Yeah, it's cool that more people stick in this for that long a time, you know.
Yeah, and you can.
They're still around.
Yeah. And that's actually one thing when you say it. The people I've been around, you know, here in Bærum.
Yep.
When we were, say, maybe from I was 15, I guess. There were some other bands and people from schools around and from close by places. So we started to form, like, you know, a small metal community with like-minded people. And I think pretty much all of them are still into metal. I think it's no one left it, which is it's really cool. I think
Absolutely.
it was a very, very strong group of people and strong relation, and everyone played in all the bands, of course. But yeah,
that's how it is, you know.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I got into black metal a bit later because I grew up in a city where there wasn't any black metal.
Yeah.
But when I first found it, it has never left me, you know.
Yeah.
And I can't really imagine myself being without it ever.
No, me neither. It's
and I like that feeling. It's maybe a bit too positive word to use in the black metal context, but it's a bit comforting, you know.
Yeah, for me, it's I need black metal, you know. I always, in interviews, people always ask, what other kind of music do I listen to?
Yeah.
And most interviews I listen to or read about, it's these long, super intellectual answers. I'm not like that at all. I listen to black metal.
Yeah.
And yes, I like other kind of music, but I listen to black metal. That's my cup of tea.
Yeah.
That's what I like. That's what I always listen to music in the nights and also during daytime, and it's always black metal. It's or always is a little bit exaggerated, but that's what I listen to.
Yeah, sometimes lately, actually, I have gotten my ears a bit open to old jazz
Yeah,
from 60s, 70s. When I put on some old jazz, I kind of relax a little bit
yeah,
because I have no idea about what they are doing. You know what I mean?
yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah, because when if I listen to like a rock and roll or a metal song, then I always understand what they're doing, and I'm kind of listening, not only listening but focusing, you know.
Yeah.
But with the jazz, it's like, okay, I give up.
Yeah.
So it's only background.
But I think you can probably compare it somewhat to black metal.
Yeah, sure.
It's not this square box with where you know what comes next.
Nope.
It's
That's true.
yeah.
Both genres are extreme.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I become a bit old and boring by listening a little bit to jazz.
yeah. No, but I'm exaggerating a little bit, but it's also kind of true.
Yeah.
But I'm not one of those super intellectual musical people. I listen to what I like.
Yeah.
And for me, that's mostly black metal.
Yeah. And it's not important.
And of course, well, not only black metal, but the good thrash and good death metal, but extreme.
We don't listen to shit music.
Exactly.
We listen to good music.
Yeah.
Yeah. Easy as that.
Or evil music.
Evil. But I need to ask, when did you start playing live with Shudir?
Oh, I think the first concert was 94
Where?
in Österås. It was not a real concert like that. I remember we played one concert. It was in what do you call it? Like a youth club.
Yep.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure that was 94. We didn't have a drummer, so one of our friends, he kind of could play drums.
Mm.
So we just put him behind the drums for 2 rehearsals, and
Yeah.
well, now you play drums. And we did the so-called concert. And if I remember correctly, we played probably the same year some, when you're in school, they have this, like, all the bands can play kind of thing.
Kulturmønstring?
Yeah, something like
So a
that.
contest kind of thing?
Yeah, it wasn't a contest. It was more like, call it a festival.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But after those concerts, the first one we had was probably in 99 or 2000. 99, I think.
The first proper
Yeah.
Shudir show?
Yeah, I think so.
Where was that?
I just remember how the place looked.
Okay.
It was I kind of thinking it was the old Lusalotte place, but I don't remember.
But it was a club in Oslo then?
Yeah, next to Eldorado.
Okay.
I think that was the first proper gig. It was with hiatus.
Mm.
But we talked a lot about playing concerts before that as well. We had probably the best period with Shudir was in 97, 98. At least, for me personally.
Okay.
Because at that point, Diabolus Mort was playing guitars,
Yeah.
And Draugluin. And we had the Desecrator on drums. And it was really a complete lineup with everyone was on the same level,
Yeah.
both musically, ideologically, everything. And we rehearsed in Desecrator was renting a house together with some other people. Yeah, actually Diabol's Mort was also living there. So the two of them. And there was this old cellar under a house, like a potato cellar.
Yep.
I don't know if that's an English word, but potato.
It's like a dirt cellar
Yes.
kind of thing.
Yes, but it wasn't. It was concrete on the floors.
Okay, yeah.
But it was really low under the ceiling and everything.
Spider webs and shit.
Oh yeah, it was totally necro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good.
I mean, you can't get more black metal than that place. It
Kind of
was
moist kind of cellar.
Yes,
Yeah.
everything was dirty, and in addition to that, one time Desecrator he fucked up his hand.
Yeah.
I don't. And there was, he continued to play drums, and there was so much blood, so it was blood everywhere. And to this day, he still has the snare, and it's still blood on the snare.
Wow.
Yeah. And we had a photo shoot for Throne of the Goat was taken in the rehearsal place.
Yeah.
And everything was really good, the atmosphere and using candles while rehearsing, and it sounds kind of stupid today, but for me it's not. It's
not stupid. It's
but it's call it a cliche.
Yeah, but I talked to Ted Nocturno, and he was talking about when they were on their peak of black metal. It was like this certain little period in between. I think it was a Blaze and Andre Fundermoon or something, where when they rehearsed at Gylves, I think, with black candles, and it was like that moment.
Yeah,
was the pinnacle. And I guess that was the same for you guys.
I think it was because the lineup was perfect.
Yes, yeah. Everything fitted.
Yeah, and unfortunately, there was a little bit too much drinking.
Yeah.
So we made a lot of music, and a couple of years ago, I actually found the lyrics, and also we wrote down the riffs. So I found some lyrics and also riffs, but I have no idea today. I remember the names and everything, but the songs are gone.
Yeah.
So from that period, the only thing we managed to record was Throne of the Goats, the EP. So only the 2 songs, which is kind of a shame because we made... I don't remember how many songs, but I'm pretty sure it was probably 5 or 6. But we were much more focused on the playing itself.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, just being in the rehearsal room, and that was like every time we rehearsed, we had a concert for ourselves.
Yeah, so you just enjoyed the experience.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, but alcohol and other things kind of set a stop for it.
Sure.
So it ended out Diabol's Mort and Desecrator left, or weren't able to play anymore. I think that's better way to put it. But it was a good period. I'm very, very glad we got to experience that.
Yeah.
And then we moved on to... well, actually, I think some of the songs we made in that period is on the Kill for Satan album.
Yeah, that's the first one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
or at least parts of them,
Yeah.
riffs. So then it was back to me and Drauglin, and we started out trying to find a drummer and record the album.
How did you get into the album part? Did you already have a label by then, or?
No, yeah, well, we released the EP on Solicitum, and I don't remember what kind of deal we had with them. I think it was only for the EP, and then we kind of had to see what happened.
So they wanted to have the album?
I don't remember.
No? So you kind of recorded the album on your own pocket kind of thing?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
No, sorry, we didn't. What happened was that me and Drauglin started making the songs.
Yep.
And we made, we took a drum machine and made drums for 5 or 6 of the songs. And made a CD for Blue, Jan Egil Fosse from Stavanger, who played in Gehenna.
Okay, yeah.
122 stab wounds and a lot of Forlorn, I think. He was supposed to play drums. So we had to send him the music. So we I think it was 5, 6 songs, and we recorded for him, and we spread it a little. I guess I was still doing a little bit of tape trading, or at that point CDs or whatever.
Yeah.
So apparently I sent it, and it ended up in Germany, and there was a label who wanted to release those songs.
Yeah.
Which were never intended to be released. They were just recorded for Blue.
Also, it was only guitar and bass?
No, it was vocals and everything.
Yeah.
And then drums.
And drums. Okay, so it was complete recordings.
Yes, but it was drum machine.
Yeah, there you go.
Because the drums were made for Blue.
Yes.
So that he could
rehearse.
Yes.
Yep.
But we said, okay, you can release it, and they did. And then Drakka Production picked it up. And they wanted to sign us for 2 albums, so we did. And then we recorded Killforseten.
Yeah, with proper drums.
Yes.
Yes, okay.
Well, that's up for debate.
Yeah.
Lots of people think we used a drum machine on that album, but we didn't. It's real drums.
Yeah.
What bothers me even today is that I don't know anything about recording. I know kind of what I want, but it's sometimes hard to express.
Okay.
So, and for the album, Blue was supposed to play, but I think what happened was that Gehenna went on a tour, and we were anxious to record.
Yeah.
So we found this guy, Anti-Christian.
Yes.
And he recorded the drums. Actually, first we went to one studio, recorded the drums there. And I don't remember what happened, but we decided to re-record them.
Yeah. And that was with the first guy?
Or
what you said?
That was with Anti-Christian.
But that was him. Okay. Yeah.
Yep. So we recorded the drums, and we decided to record them again. And Anti-Christian didn't. He was supposed to just do session on that album, and we told him like, okay, play blast there, double there, blah blah blah.
Yeah. And
so he did. But he used triggers.
Okay.
I don't think I've ever, before that, I didn't know what triggers was. I never heard of it before. I was just, okay, there's like a red box there. Okay. I don't know. You're the drummer. You know what you're doing.
Yeah.
So the album is triggered, which I hate.
Yeah.
I'm strongly against triggers.
It's a bit more mechanical sounding.
Yeah, it's not. I don't like it at all.
Right?
I think the only place which is okay to use triggers is you can use it on the bass drum and snare live, and you can mix in a few percentages. That's okay. But it's maybe because I have bad experience with it, but I'm really against it, using triggers.
I think authentic sound is the proper way to do the black metal thing.
Yeah.
But, tastes...
You really can hear the difference. But I'm guessing today producers and everything, people are getting better at using triggers.
Yeah, sure.
So, but
It's like you're saying, you're blending it.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so it's 100% triggers on the first album then.
If I remember correctly, it's 100%. I guess we did use some microphones as well, but it's way too much triggers.
Well, water under the bridge.
Yeah. I still like the album. It still has punch and everything, but yeah.
Yeah, it does. I listened to it today, actually, before I came here.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounded cool. It did. Which studio was that?
That was drums ended up being recorded in the rehearsal room.
Oh.
And the rest we recorded in the house of some friends. And there was a guy, he's from Denmark. So we actually drove to Copenhagen with a trailer. We got all the studio equipment and we drove back to Bærum. And we put everything in the living room of the house. And there was a lot of people living there.
Like a collective kind of thing?
Yeah, like a metal collective.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. And we recorded everything in the living room there.
Cool.
Yeah. So
DIY.
Yeah, it was. And it's recorded on tapes.
Yeah.
So we had to rewind and punch in, punch out, and everyone on the mixing table moving stuff. Old school. So, but that was also the last time we used tapes.
Only the first album then?
First album is the only one which is tapes. The rest is digital.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
How was the album reception?
That was very good.
When was that?
It was released in 2000, I think. We recorded it in 99.
Because this is what you were releasing then was kind of primitive black metal, aggressive, stripped down kind of thing, right?
Well, the thing is that the first demo tape was more melodic stuff.
Yeah.
Well, it's not melodic stuff. It's more melodic than everything else.
Yep.
And then you had the Possessed demo, which was me and Draugluin making everything, which is pure fucking black metal.
Yep.
And then we had the Throne of the Goat EP in 97 with the 4 people lineup.
Yeah.
Which is also full on pure black metal. And then I think on Kill for Satan, we did change it a bit because we did put some death metal influences on purpose on the album.
Yeah.
But the sound is much more death metal than I would like today. If I knew more about sound and everything at that time, I would probably say something. But
take away the bass and the
yeah. Well, mix it differently because the music itself, I think, it's full on black metal. but because of the triggers, which is a big part of the sound on the album, and of course also the mixing, the album is more black metal with some death metal stuff.
Yeah, so it kind of sounds a bit modern then, because in that
probably.
time and space you're talking about, I suppose the more gothic elements started to creep in with the Cradle of Filth and
that was actually before that.
Yeah, okay.
That was, I think, if I take a wild guess, 97. There was at one point in Elm Street, everything changed.
Yeah.
Like Elm Street became shit.
All of a sudden it was like leather frocks and
yeah, actually, and
blue streaks in the hair.
Yes, and I couldn't relate. In the beginning, in Elm Street, it was like it was interesting. You were meeting new people, and the people were on the same wavelength as you.
Yeah,
and you could have good talks and discussions and drinks and everything. But then I think that with all the melodic keyboard female vocals shit coming, the audience also came and changed.
Yep.
And I think that was the turning point for me when I stopped going, or I went less to Elm Street.
Yeah.
And also I have no idea when Rockin' came, but at some point Rockin' came.
Yeah, okay.
And I tried going to Rockin', but I never. I've been to Rockin' plenty of times, but it wasn't the place for me. And so actually after that, I more or less stopped going out.
Okay.
Yeah. So you could probably say it's been 20 years since I've been out in Oslo. Well, I've been a couple of times, but not very much more.
That doesn't matter. You have a own bar in your house.
Yes.
You don't need to go out.
That's the key point.
Free beer.
Yes, you need to have beers, kegs, and faucets in your house, and you're all good.
Oh man, I need to come and check that out.
Yes, you should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, coming up on the second album and stuff like that. Did you ever tour after the first one?
We did some concerts, and we went to Canada.
Okay. That was your first kind of trip?
No, I don't remember if Canada was the first one. I remember we had some East Europe or East Germany concerts. We played with Shudir from Sweden, which I remember was really good. For me, it was really. I was really looking forward to play with Sorin, which was a band I listened to the demo tapes, and one of the early bands I found, and they turned out to be great people, and we had a very nice little mini tour, and the same with Canada. Was also only 3 concerts.
Where?
Ottawa. Help me out. What's the name?
The thing is that Mork's first tour was of Canada.
Ooh.
Yeah, actually. And we played the French part and the east part.
Yes.
So we played Ontario and Quebec. So we played Ontario and we went to, Montreal, Toronto.
Yeah, we played Montreal, Quebec City, and Ottawa.
Yeah, been there.
Yeah. That was we could probably take a podcast in itself about that tour.
Let's do that at some point.
Yeah, that was interesting. We were new to traveling and too much drinking, But it was good. A good reception and good people around us, except one guy. But
There has to be a rotten egg.
yeah. But
Just let me check. Did you go over there with a drummer, a physical drummer?
yes. Well, what happened was that
We didn't, you see.
Anti-Christian. You didn't.
Our drummer, he didn't want to go last minute.
Oh, I think I read about that.
Yeah, and we actually brought a USB stick with programmed drums that we played like a cabaret band. Awful. Continue.
well, while we're talking about it, because we have tried the same thing.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
The karaoke thing?
Yes. A couple of years ago, we were playing in California Death Fest.
Yeah.
Obviously in California. And Anti-Christian didn't get a visa.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. No criminal records and Trump president and everything. So no visa for him. And we were told by him that it will be okay. We will fix it. I will get the visa and I will get my passport and everything. And then we started, to get more and more nervous. And I think it was maybe no more than 2 weeks before we were leaving. We started talking about, we have to cancel. But I was totally against canceling. Because, we have committed to do something, and all the plane tickets are paid for and all that stuff. So I said that, okay, if we're not playing, I'm using the plane tickets.
Yeah.
I'll go there and, try to do something for the concerts. I don't know how, but, just go there. But then we talked to a drummer, which we'll probably talk about later, who was able to play the concert.
Okay.
But we felt that we needed to have at least one rehearsal, and it wasn't possible. So we decided to just record the drums, the whole set, and so we did, and me and Rauglen played the concert with a laptop on the drum chair. So
been there, my friend.
yeah.
That was
And my worst fear was that the monitors would, go away.
Yep.
And of course, Murphy's Law. In the middle of a song, no monitors, no drums. And I just, fuck. And I had to step out as far as I could into the audience.
Oh, to pick up the PA?
Yes.
Yeah.
To try to get some kind of drums. And they came back after, I think after we finished one song, I think, without monitors, but it turned out okay. It worked.
But try doing that for 1 week straight each night.
Yeah.
What you're talking about happened to us twice on the tour.
Ooh.
That the drums disappeared because the laptop had a crash or something.
Ooh.
Yep.
That's even worse.
And then they all of a sudden came back, in the same song. And well, I told this story before on the podcast, but when the drums come back, you have no idea where in the song it is. You just hope that you will end it at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, fuck me, man.
And there's no way you could look at the drummer.
No. And you're exposed. There you're standing.
Yes.
I'm so happy we can share this.
Yeah. It's a good thing.
Yeah. Oh, man. Let's bring drummers from now on.
Yeah. Well, definitely.
All right, then we're coming up to the second album.
Yeah, one thing which I don't think it's very interesting to talk about all the members in the band, but I think it's part of the story is that Shudir is me and Draugluin, and we have had tons of other members.
Okay.
So at this point, 2000-ish, we had released Kill for Satan, and Ante Christian was supposed to on the play session.
Yeah.
And then he played also the concerts, and then he kind of became part of the band. Then he got I can't pronounce it in English, tendinitis.
Like senebetennelse.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not sure.
Something tendinous.
Yeah, something. His arms hurt.
Yeah, and, he couldn't play.
No, yep, there you go.
So then it was me and Draugluin again.
Yeah.
And we made new music, and we knew Jonto for a long time.
Of Ragnarok?
Yes.
Yes.
So if I remember correctly, I think I gave him a call one day and just asked if he would like to play with us. And he said yes, and I think he had a condition that we had to rehearse in Sarpsborg.
Yep.
So we were driving to Sarpsborg, I think it was 1-2 times a week.
Oh, yeah.
And rehearsing with Jonto, and eventually we recorded Demonic Possession.
So he plays on the album?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. He does.
Self-recording again?
No. At first time, so we went to a studio in Sandvika, in Bærum. And I think the studio guy, Harald Wernor, he was an old rock and roll guy. He grew up with the guys from Aha, and he went to he was into old British rock, and really cool guy. But he had never ever recorded black metal. So he when we started out, he was just, what the fuck, how to handle this. But he did his best, and we tried to help him out as much as we could.
Was this at your budget or a label's?
Well, it was on Drakkar still.
Okay,
yeah.
So they bought the studio time and stuff.
Yeah, but no, I think it was more like you're getting, let's say, 2,000 euros.
Yeah.
And we want an album for those 2,000 euros.
Okay, yeah, there you go.
So it was extremely low budget, and we had to, make deals and in order to finish the album.
Yeah.
But luckily, this guy Harald, he was an extremely nice guy, and he got really fascinated by the music, and so he spent way more time, and didn't charge us anything for it, and finished the Mork Possession, and so we released that one, and we did some concerts. I think Jonto only played on one concert.
Okay.
And then Ante Christian, his arms healed.
Yes.
And he really wanted to come back into the band, and I think Jonto was doing stuff with Ragnarok, so...
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. It was natural that Jonto went back to Ragnarok, and we got back together with Antkritsen.
Yeah.
And then Seasonal Mist got in touch and wanted to make a deal. So we signed to Seasonal Mist for 2 albums. And I don't think so much happened. Yeah, I that's now I know why I don't remember. I moved to Australia.
Australia?
Yes,
Wow.
I lived in Australia for 1 year, which was awesome. And yeah, I went there, bought a Jeep and a guitar, and well, kind of seeked out where I maybe could find some metal people.
Yeah. But why did you go over there? Can you tell us that?
Yeah, I was studying
Okay. Where? Which city?
Surfers Paradise.
Oh, which coast is that?
It's in Queensland, south of Brisbane.
Okay.
So
Wow.
it's really close to the border of New South Wales, just south in Queensland.
Cool.
Yeah, it's the city is. Well, I think Surfers Paradise is one of the cities in the world which is growing the fastest. But it's still not a big city. It was, I think it was like 45 minutes drive to Brisbane.
Yeah.
Which obviously is a big city.
Yeah.
But I got to know some people in Surfers, and they had friends in Brisbane, and well, it ended up being a network where you got to meet kind of all the bands from Australia.
Did you know Jamie Stinson at all?
No,
The guy who played in Dimmy for a while?
no,
He's an Aussie.
yeah, but Australia is quite big.
Yeah, it is. It is. It is.
Yeah, no, but actually, I got to meet a lot of people. I actually went to Melbourne just to meet Atomizer.
Yeah.
So I got in touch with them through the guys I met in Surfers, and I went there and met up with Jason, and he's a fantastic guy. And I went to a lot of concerts there with Vomitor, which is just absolutely amazing band. Check it out.
Yeah.
Australian, real. I don't know what they label their music at. If it's trash death, they don't label it as black metal because they have a totally different view. They're not black metal guys down there. They are just brutal metal guys. It's a totally different world, and it's the guys there are extremely dedicated to what they're doing.
Okay.
So no, that was a really, really good time, and I actually went to Mayhem. Mayhem played in Brisbane, so and I was playing a little bit there. I met one of the guys I got to know in Surfers. He was a drummer, and so it was more or less just for the fun of it, making some songs, and we had a rehearsal place and recorded some stuff.
So you basically had time away from Tsjuder that year then?
Yeah, well, I was yes. I wasn't making any music. Well, the music I was making was for Shudir, but it wasn't anything I was sending back home.
No.
I was making stuff and recording, and I was playing with this guy Alex, and we didn't really plan anything. I think much of the stuff we played was meant for Shudir, but he was playing drums to it. And he and a guy called Bjorn, They started a band, Grave Upheaval, which is definitely worth checking out. It's way different from anything else.
Okay.
So and Bjorn is I have weekly contact with him, and he went to Norway and stayed at my place and stuff now a couple of years ago. And unfortunately, Alex he died in an accident.
Oh.
But yeah, that was good times. So when I came back from Australia, Drauglin had made pretty much or most of Desert Northern Hell, the third album, and we made one or two, or at least two, I guess, of the songs together, and then everything was ready.
Okay, so it's basically straight to the studio then.
Yes, more or less. Just a couple of months later, I think. And we went back to the same studio with Harald. And when we came back, he had read read about metal and
He read Lords of Chaos.
So he was more prepared.
Yeah, cool.
So I think also on Desert, that's when we got finally we got the sound we wanted, and that's without doubt, I would label that's Shudir.
Okay.
Because Shudir has always been a live band. We had never, except Desert, managed to record a proper, good album which reflects us.
So so that is your go-to choice if you're going to tell somebody to check out your catalog. It's that album.
Yeah, I think so. Yes.
Yeah?
Yes. Yeah. And that really, it's something we are well aware of it, that we are not, we can't record really. We quite shit at that. So and it annoys us. But yeah. But we're happy with the Desert.
So that's the first on Season of Mist?
Yes.
Yeah.
After Desert, we did some concerts and we went on tour with the Carpathian Forest.
Yeah.
I think it was a 4-week tour in Europe.
Was that Baluba?
Oh yeah, that was true Norwegian Baluba.
I can imagine.
Yeah, it was really good times. We had played with Carpathian before, so we knew them, or at least a little bit. And Tsjuder and Carpathian was on the same wavelength, but Shudir kind of never we didn't go all the way as Carpathian does, but we were like Carpathian and Shudir could have been one band,
Yeah. Like-minded kind of.
Yeah.
I want to have Roger on here. I should give him a call.
Oh yeah, you should.
Yeah.
That should be. You should probably have a 6-hour podcast.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I still have his number. You should give me the new one if he has changed it.
Yeah, I'll give you.
Yeah. Cool.
No, that was very, very cool thing, and I'm pretty sure we started quite a few bands during that tour. But yeah.
But did you notice any kind of big shifts after going to a major label like that? Or, I don't
Yes,
know.
we did. Yeah. But I have never spoken bad about Drakkar. I think Drakkar was extremely good for Shudir.
Mm.
Everything was very low budget and like that.
It's an underground label, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But the main difference between Drakkar and Season Mist was that we had to harass Drakkar, to like, we need to get money, or we
Yeah.
need to, now we need to enter the studio, or we want to release an album.
Mm.
On Season of Mist, it's the opposite. It's they are like, when the fuck are you? Get your asses moving, and and also, of course, Season of Mist is a major label, and they handle all the promotion and all like everything.
In-house, everything is in-house, and
they fix everything. They have people for everything, and so even what was a very great relief for me was that they would start to handle interviews. So I wasn't getting interviews from like all over. I was getting the interviews from one person in Season of Mist.
Yeah, your PR person.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which was quite good. And talking about interviews, because I'm so extremely tired of writing answers to interviews, because I can spend easily 6 hours on one interview if I want to make a really good interview.
Yeah.
And what typically happens is that I spend 1 hour and the answers are really short. It's like to the point, but it's not more than.
It's not interesting.
No, I think if I read an interview, it will be like boring for me.
Yeah.
I try to make good answers, but when you have 20 interviews,
Yeah. I know.
So that was kind of a side note.
I kind of enjoy doing the written ones because I can control way more what I'm saying, It's not like spontaneously out of my face.
Yeah, I understand. But on the other hand, maybe I'm saying a lot of shit, and maybe I say something wrong, or but it's. Whoa.
I don't know what that was, but it's okay.
Yeah.
But you get to be you when you're doing it like we are doing now.
Yep. And it's. I think it's easier.
Yeah.
You will get better and more in-depth answers.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely.
So we had Carpet and Forest tour and some other concerts and stuff, and then we what happened after that? I think we tried to make new music, and it kind of we were facing a wall somewhat. So eventually we decided to put the band on hold.
Okay.
So it was. I remember at one point we were talking about either quitting our jobs and 100% Shudir, or just put the band on hold. And I think it was because after Desert there was so much happening that maybe it was a little bit too much.
Oh yeah.
And at the same time we wanted to make new music, and everything kind of just crashed, and we decided we have to take a break now. So we did, and I think probably 2 hours after we decided to take a break, I started Crypt with Desecrator again, the drummer from the EP. And Drauglin started Tyrann together with Antikristen.
You guys.
Yeah. So, but I guess it was a good thing because then we didn't have to maintain anything about Shudir.
But that's kind of strange because you signed that 2-album contract.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you decided to take a break after the first one.
Mm-hmm.
How was that received by the label?
I don't remember exactly, but Michael is a really cool guy. The CEO of Systemist.
Yeah, I know him.
And he was cool with it, just laid back. And yeah, if you decide to start up, you have a contract for one more
Cool.
album. So
Yeah, great.
no hard feelings there. So, but yeah, I was playing in Crypt, and we made first it was me and Desecrator. Desecrator, he's a drummer, so he was playing drums, and we started out had a rehearsal place, and I was playing guitars and vocals, and we made a couple of songs. Went into a studio and recorded an EP or single, 2 songs called I Am God. And then we made music for an album and recorded an album again with Harald Bernor, same guy as did the Shudir albums.
Yeah.
And on the Crypt album, I was playing the bass and most of the guitars, and then Desecrator was also playing some guitars. And then we also had Paul, which is another person in our lives, also played in Shudir. He also joined and did guitar solos and some other small stuff on the Crypt album. And we did some concerts, and then at some point in 2008, 2009, we really talked about getting back together in Shudir.
Yeah. How long break was it?
It wasn't more than, I think it was no more than 2, maximum 3 years.
Yeah.
I think for everyone else, it seems longer.
Yeah.
Because it was Desert was released in 2004. And the next one was Legion Helvete, which was released in 2011.
Oh, that's a quite far span.
Yeah, but we were playing together.
Yeah. Yep. Yes, sure.
So when we got back together, we decided we wouldn't tell anyone. So we played maybe almost 2 years, I think, without anyone knowing. Just maybe maximum 3 people knew that we were playing again. So we made Legion Helvete, which I think was really a good process. It was back to the old days, me and Rauglin sitting together, making riffs. I made riffs at home, and he made riffs, and then we sat together and made the songs out of it, like we did back in the day. And also we found a folder with a lot of old lyrics, which some had been used before and some hadn't. And we thought, okay, cool, we have some lyrics there, and we don't have to think too much about making lyrics.
Yeah.
And we were looking at it and just, we have plenty lyrics, more than what we need for an album. So we figured, let's just use only old lyrics. And so on the Legion Helvete album, all the lyrics are written between 93 and 95.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. And we kept them original, everything. maybe that there was maybe 1 or 2 songs we changed the title.
Oh.
That's it. So I thought that was well, personally it was, bringing back memories and taking myself back to that the first period.
Of course.
Yeah. So Legion Helvete was released, and Shudir has never done any real touring except the European tour with Carpet and Forest.
Yeah, okay.
We have more or less played maybe 3 concerts in a row, but then it's been
Like weekend shows, kind of thing.
Yeah, well, we could do 3 concerts. Yeah, probably weekends.
Yeah. Long weekend.
Yeah. But it's more been like 1 concert there, here, 1 there, and most of them are festivals or small festivals.
Precisely the same as Mork.
Yeah.
Never been touring.
No.
That was the time in Canada, and we were supposed to go on a couple tours this year, but we all know what happened to that.
Yes.
So perhaps next year.
Yeah. Now the only touring real tours we have done, 2 like bigger tours, which is Carpathian tour, and we went to South America.
Up to this day, 2 tours?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you were like all over the place.
Yeah, we have played all over the place, but only like 1 concert there,
Yeah.
3 there, 2 there.
But that's cool. It's like more comfortable, I suppose, and you are, not exhausted.
Yeah, well, after a 2005 tour, you came home an alcoholic, and
Yeah, there you go.
so it's exhausting. But that's life. But yeah, you are right. I'm in that point of life where I'm not doing any necro tours or necro concerts.
Yeah.
I'm finished with that.
Yep.
And by that, I don't mean, underground small shows, because I love that. But I'm not doing sleeping in a bunker and shit like that.
You don't want to sleep in a tour bus?
Tour bus is fine.
Yeah, but not kind of on the floor of the promoter.
I'm talking about, I've slept in a German bunker.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like water dripping down and shit like that, and people fucking next to you, and yeah. That sucked.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah, and you
It's
have
kind of necro though, but yeah, I see that it sucks.
Yeah, I'm done with that. I've done that.
But everyone has to go through it,
Of course.
Nobody starts on top.
No, you have to go through that.
Yeah.
And it's fun, but
first time around is fun.
yeah, well, actually, sleeping in the bunker wasn't fun.
I had never done that, so I don't know.
Yeah, no, that was actually horrible. But yeah, it's an experience.
Yeah, sure.
But so it's kind of a dilemma, because I love playing the small, really intimate concerts.
Yeah.
Gives me much more than playing in big venues and big stages.
Yeah.
Even though that's also cool. We have played in, I guess, one time in Hellfest, they calculated that it was 15,000 in front of the stage.
Yeah.
Which is quite enormous and cool, but I've never felt so alone before.
Now it's kind of distant.
It's like a 5-meter mosh pit, and you have the monitors, and then you have 5 meters from the monitors to the
the first barriers.
No, to the end of the stage.
Oh yes, yeah.
And then you have another 5 meters.
Yeah.
And, So it's I think it's interesting, and it's I like doing it, but playing in a German pub in Munich for 50 people can be even more satisfying.
It's two completely different things.
Yeah, it is.
Absolutely.
So, but we are playing more and more festivals. Not big stages, but bigger than the small pubs.
Yeah, and you get, I guess you get the catering, you get the hotels, you get the shuttles.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's a bit more comfort.
it is.
Yeah.
It is. Even though it's necro there as well, but in South America you saw everything.
Yeah, you went on a tour there.
Yeah.
Yep.
2-week tour.
Yep.
So we did.
We were supposed to go last month.
Yeah.
A full round down there with Tumba Productions. And I'm so bummed out that we missed that one.
Yeah, hopefully I get to do it.
How was your experience?
It was great. It was great. I as I previously said that Sepultura was one of my turning points.
Yeah.
And with Sepultura came Sarcophago, and all the South American and Brazilian bands.
Yeah.
So I guess Brazil is kind of what black metal or black metal people in Brazil look to Norway. I'm one of those fanboys from Norway looking to Brazil.
Yeah.
So not only Brazil, but South America in general. I think it's really fascinating, and they have so much great music there. So going there, and we decided to. It was again kind of a flip a coin. It was either playing Necromancer from Sepultura or Inri from Sarcophago. So we ended up playing Inri.
Yeah.
And playing Inri.
Good choice.
Yeah. I was the one wanting to play Necromancer, but I wasn't saying no to Inri either.
Nope.
And we kind of turned Inri into our own version of it.
Yeah.
But playing Inri in Sao Paulo was an experience.
Oh, cool.
And,
passionate crowd. Yeah.
Starting Inri, it was crazy.
Oh,
so that was that's a good tip. If you go there, you should do Sepultura or Inri or.
Okay, so that will go over well.
Yeah, it's very, very well received because we did it to show our respects.
Yeah,
and that's the way they actually took it as well. So
cool.
So that was good.
Our tour is actually moved to next September, so hopefully it's okay down there.
Yeah.
But they were hit hard with the COVID.
Yeah.
So
Brazil was crazy.
Yeah. But we are closing in on the 2-hour mark now.
Yeah.
So we need to just go quickly up to the present day. What happened? Any highlights from the second season of Mist album up to today that we need to go by?
We did Legend in Helvete, and then we did Anteliv. Again, nothing special in between there. Some concerts and stuff like that. And as of present day, it's back to me and Rauglen again.
Yeah.
As Antikristan isn't in the band anymore.
Yeah.
So we have not stressed or do anything about getting a drummer, but for the last 5 years we have been working on the new music.
So from the album that we touched upon until now, there's only been one album in between.
Yeah, it was Until in 2015.
Yeah, okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Yes, and the other one was in 11, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, yes.
So, and then we had, after Until we kind of again faced
Kind of
the
a
wall.
hiatus kind of thing.
No. We were working, and but we started making a song, and we kind of made a half song,
Yeah.
and then we started on another song, which became a half song,
Yeah.
and then everything was lost and forgotten, and it was all, for me it was just shit. And you kind of was losing motivation, and like, how the fuck are we going to make new music? And I think we started drifting a little bit apart on what kind of music we want to make, or what direction to go.
Yeah.
So now when it's was me and Drauglund again, it was back to the good old recipe of sitting down, making riffs, and then everything just came back, and we made, on this one I can't say we, because Drauglund has made pretty much everything.
Okay.
Yeah. We have worked a little bit different, where I've been more part of the arrangements.
Yeah.
And being the one criticizing his riffing.
Yeah.
In a good way. But we have ended up, as of this moment, we have 12 new tracks.
I heard some of it.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. Sounded very good, sir.
Yes, thank you. And I think in this process we have made much of the songs are Shudir. It's the Shudir recipe. But then we also we are still stuck in the early 90s, and we have always been inspired by Manus from Trondheim.
Yeah.
And I've always thought that the two first Manus demo tapes, just fantastic, and there's never been anything similar. And I've always wanted to not copy Manus, but trying to create the same atmosphere as they did on the two demo tapes. And I think we have a few songs now which is heavily inspired by Manus, without being any copy or anything, but it's kind of the same.
Inspired by?
Yeah, the way we arranged those songs is somewhat similar to Manus. And it's old school, and so we needed a drummer for this.
Yeah.
And
can you drop the bomb on that one?
Yeah, I decided let's do it. You get the honors to.
Here you go. Thank you.
Now we started working with Emil Viksten.
Yeah.
And that was extremely good. We made a lot of progress, and his drumming is just amazing.
Yeah.
And but from the very beginning, he told us that he wasn't sure for certain that he could play, because he has some physical limitations at the moment.
Yeah.
So he's been very clear on that, and now it's closing in on recording the album. So he said that it's much better if we use another drummer now, and we'll see what happens in the future with Emil. So it's now we have come to understanding with John Rice. So he will play, and he sent us. Well, so he's from the States,
Yeah, the new one.
so
Yeah.
we decided let's pick the closest drummer we can.
Yeah.
It's let's make life easy.
Yep.
No, but we thought that we have talked to John before, and he's played in like 1349.
Yep.
And they have only good words for him, and he's an exceptional drummer. And
What was his full name?
John Rice.
Yeah. He played with that Uncle Acid thing.
Hmm.
Did he play with Uncle Acid?
Yes, he's playing with them now.
Uncle Acid and the Deadbeats.
Yes.
Yeah.
And well, he started out with Job for a Cowboy, which was kind of his first band. Not his first, but his.
But he formed that band. He was a formative member.
I'm not sure of that, but he played with them for a long period, and he played with many bands, but also been touring a lot with Behemoth.
Yeah.
Um,
He knows his stuff then. Probably.
he sure does.
Yeah.
So, and that's why we wanted to talk to him again and see if he was interested, and he was very interested, and listened to the music and sent me a SMS that he was even more interested.
Oh.
You know, he liked the music and was inspired to make the drums, and
Yeah, that's great.
so he will enter the studio the second week of November.
Okay.
So it's quite it's a short time.
And you will record the guitars and bass and vocals on your own?
Yes,
Yeah.
we will. Well, a lot of the bass and vocals are already recorded.
Yeah.
So we will most likely keep most of it.
Yeah.
And then after he records the drums, we have to, take a look or listen.
Of course, because you know what they say.
Yeah.
You have to do the drums first, and
Yes.
but it depends on the drummer.
Mm-hmm.
If you have like a click track or something like that, you can probably make it work.
Yeah, well, everything is by click.
Yeah.
And but it can be fills and everything that makes us have to change something, but we hope that most is recorded.
Yeah. But with the technology we are having today, it's
more
trouble to just jump in and fix something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so actually the only thing missing in the end of November is some vocals.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty well. If we don't release the album next year, I'm extremely disappointed. But I want to release it, in before Christmas.
Oh yeah, no, wait, hey, hold your horses there.
No. As I said previously, I can't wait for things.
Yeah,
Things
sure.
as progress fast.
What label do you work with these days?
Systemist.
It's still Systemist. Yeah. Cool.
So I don't think we will ever change the label. It's as long as they do what we expect, and it's no reason. We know them so well, and it's just easy for us to stay with them.
Of course, because it's a partnership,
Yeah, and eventually, friendship, and
Yeah.
so I'm extremely excited now for the new album, and I feel we have more control, as I mentioned before, about we have never been a recording band. Like we have been more of a live band.
Yeah.
But this time around, we will really look at the mixing ourselves, and well, the first bit of the mixing. And we will see what happens, see what we can do. And we have Paul, which I've mentioned, the guitarist. He's with us pretty much as a band member without being a member. You know, he's with us.
It's a different pair of ears.
Yeah, and he's a studio technician as well as a guitarist, and so he's definitely a big part of this album. So he will work his magic, and we'll just take it from there.
Awesome.
Yeah. So really, I think I have a good feeling about this.
Glad to hear.
Yeah.
So we have come to present day.
Yeah, present day. We're sitting here.
And what's the future plans other than finishing the album and getting it out before Christmas?
With the band, it's that's about it.
Yeah.
For me, I have some plans about brewing more beer. And
I can't wait to taste, you know. You have some bottles for me.
Yeah.
Some plastic bottles. Coke bottles.
Blasphemy.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. No, that's what happens when I'm too lazy to, you know, to bottle the beer.
Yeah, like you said, you have tap in your house.
Yes.
You know.
Use kegs and...
Yeah. So I can go figure. I guess the beer tastes just as good as soon as I get it into a glass.
Yeah, let's hope so.
What about the temperature? Is there any kind of... Should I have it chilled before?
Yeah, no, this beer is finished. It's so this you just have to keep chilled. Yes.
Yeah, in the refrigerator.
Yeah. And just drink as soon as possible.
Yeah, before the weekend you said, but
that's because of my bottling process.
yeah. There you go. I will start tomorrow.
Yeah.
Working through it.
Yeah, no, I gave up on bottling. It's too much hassle. So much easier to just pour down 20 liters in a keg.
Of course, you know. And you're not distributing
No.
beer, you know?
I'm making beer just for the fun of it, and I'm experimenting, and just sharing with people.
Cool.
So
thank you for sharing with me.
Yeah, you're very welcome.
Thank you.
So get your ass to my place, and
I will. And we should bring Tor, and we should have a bash.
Sure.
Every show, I don't have many segments, but I have one, which is this is your time to be Gene Simmons, and you can just promote whatever you want. Just go.
Yeah, I really don't have so much to promote other than Shudir is still very much alive, and I'm working hard on the new album, and just keep your eyes open for it, and we will try to be more active on social media, even though we really dislike it.
Yeah.
But we will try. I've said that so many times.
It's kind of needed today.
Yeah, but it's really hard to be interested. So, yeah. I wish someone else in the band would be really active on social media, but no one is. So
I can school you.
Yeah. Or you can take the job.
I can. Yeah. All right, man.
Yeah.
You should finish your beer, and I should pack up my shit and head back to Halden then.
You should, and thank you very much, Thomas. It's been a great pleasure as always, and
thank you for having me.
I wish you good luck on the continuation of the podcast, which is very good. I think it's very interesting. You have a lot of interesting people, and good luck.
Thank you very much, sir.
Keep it up.
I will, and we should try to play together.
Yeah.
The bands.
Yeah.
Let's tickle this.
We have to talk to a special manager.
A special manager. Yeah. All right.
All right. So take care.
See ya!